Ukraine has now developed its own secret weapon, and even US officials who are familiar with it said it would be highly effective at directing Ukrainian artillery fire onto Russian targets. In this video, we will discuss Ukraine's secret weapon that could win the war against Russia. Before we begin, make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe button. Let's go. During Russia's occupation of Kherson, a southern Ukrainian area, a large store filled with electronics served Russia's forces as barracks, food storehouses, and field hospitals. Ukrainian forces attacked the store and totally destroyed everything in it. This was one of many attacks that day on Russian-controlled territory, deep inside the Kherson region. They meant business. The rail network. Despite concerted efforts by the Russian military to disable the vital Ukrainian rail network, there has been a critical means of military support and civilian escape in the country. The fact is that rail also serves as a symbol of Ukraine's defiance and Russia's military power limits. After towns and cities were drastically reduced due to the killings of thousands, the trains still appear to be running. The good thing is Ukraine currently has one of the largest rail networks worldwide, with 12,400 miles of track. Also, rail is one of the country's largest employers, with over 260,000 staff members, which has played a crucial role for both sides of the war. This may explain the Russian forces' failure to win control of the country, and Russia was also unable to fully use the railways in the early stages of the invasion. Ukrainian forces are now on the verge of getting more secret weapons. Bayraktar TB2 Turkish drones. Military unmanned aerial vehicles have been used for years as intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance platforms, and attack tools, particularly with the United States Armed Forces. As America ran a successful air campaign over Pakistan, Turkey's military knew this technology could be applied to their long-standing campaign against the Kurdistan Workers' Party as an armed guerrilla movement. Turkey had mainly operated in the remote mountainous topography for many decades, achieving average results, and when the fight reached a dead end, Turkey became desperate. Even with its allies, the United States was still doubtful about sharing all its secretive avant-garde drone technology. When the Turkish government officials saw this, they realized that if they wanted to maintain complete control of both the technology and its intelligence, they would have to begin a program themselves. The Bayraktar TB2 was indeed a cutting-edge technology for war. The success of the Turkish drones was extensively covered in the media in the original stages of the war. These drones' success was documented in numerous videos that were heavily shared on social media as they depicted Ukrainian drones destroying Russian advances. On the other hand, the sudden departure of these drones from the media and from the battlefield has marveled many analysts who are trying to decipher the reason behind the action. Russian reports also claim that since the beginning of the conflict, the military forces of Russia have knocked down at least 130 Ukrainian drones. However, the Russian figure dramatically appears differently from the number of drones Turkey sent. According to Turkey, Ukraine has received 50 drones, and more are still coming. Remote attack. Ukraine has been crediting Turkish drones with eviscerating Russian armor and tanks in their first use in a major conflict, thanks to Turkey's Bayraktar TB2. As Russia mashed Ukraine in its invasion's opening period, the defenders credited this new piece of technology with helping them fight back the Bayraktar TB2 drone. This technology is a medium-altitude, long-endurance tactical UAV, which is technically designed to carry out airstrikes and receive intelligence to perform surveillance and reconnaissance. This drone platform has a blended wind body design with an inverted detail structure. Each unit of the TB2 consists of 6 aerial vehicle platforms, 3 ground data terminals, 2 ground control stations, 2 remote video terminals, and ground support equipment. The program's ground control station is based on a NATO shelter unit and supports 3 personnel: a pilot, a payload operator, and a mission commander inside the cabin. Each crew member works with dual screens in the front, along with the operator interface software for monitoring the drone's operations and real-time command control. Despite being propelled by a single engine, the 40-foot wingspan of the Bayraktar TB2 makes it remain aloft for close to 30 hours at a time. Its design alone does have a product range of around 2,500 miles. An altitude of 25,000 feet can also be reached while remotely operated from about 190 miles away. In 2014, the first TB2 units were delivered to the Turkish armed forces, and 2 years later, the type scored its first confirmed kill. Bayraktar TB2 has carried out many successful missions within the Turkish armed forces and the Turkish National Police. This secret weapon was widely used during the war in Syria and Libya. During the conflict, these drones were deployed by Azerbaijan with Turkey's backup. It fought against the Republic of Artsakh, a breakaway state whose territory is knowingly recognized as part of Azerbaijan. The drone is the first of its kind to be exported, with the accurate airstrikes approach to the rest of the world. This drone has also changed the course of several conflicts and carried out over 800 strikes in conflicts from North Africa all the way to the Caucasus region. Several years ago, the Ukrainian army ordered its first 6 drones, with deliveries starting the following year. 3 years later, around 50 drones were acquired through a millionaire deal. In 2021, the Ukrainians successfully used such combat drones against Russian-backed separatists, marking the first use of a type in a significant large-scale offensive. Although the Ukrainian defense has repeatedly defied all gloomy forecasts about its chances, Ukraine remains skeptical about its ability to win the war. After the brilliant execution to liberate parts of the Kharkiv and Kherson regions, the West is now prepared to take the same leap of faith that the Ukrainians did when they started believing in their country's ability to win. And in order to provide more resources to end this war, Russia suffered losses as it failed to capture Kiev, Kharkiv, Chernihiv, and Mykolaiv. Russia also withdrew forces from northern Ukraine, gave up control over the northwestern Black Sea, and scrambled to save a few of its troops from Izium-Kupiansk. Although Putin's regime insists those moves were mere gestures of goodwill, Russia did withdraw troops from those battles when its persistence would only mean more loss. Despite all these happenings, the West still fails to believe that Ukraine can militarily defeat the Russian invasion with a secret weapon. This sentiment contends that Russia is too strong and big to be defeated through military means, militarily. However, no matter how these assumptions were often shattered, this belief does persist. We also have many politicians in the democratic world who believe in Ukrainian victory, while many others stick to their old fear of Russian might. To end this war, the Bayraktar TB2 will always be one of the most commercially successful unmanned combat aerial vehicles to date. Undoubtedly, the drone will continue to expand on its overwhelming lead for several years. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.